Welcome to Nubia's News. These are the most important news of the weekend. Colombians to march Saturday in opposition to President Santos' policies. The opposition, Centro Democrático Party of former President Álvaro Uribe, has called a nationwide protest Saturday in 20 cities against the government policies of President Juan Manuel Santos. The right-wing senator will march with his supporters in Colombia's second largest city, Medellin. The state of the economy, peace process with the Revolutionary Armed Forces of Colombia, FARC, guerrilla and corruption's allegation involving the Brazilian construction giant Odebrecht with financing Santos' 2014 re-election are just some reason many are expected to take the street across Colombia. The march is the first test by Uribe to measure his political clout ahead of next year's presidential election and changed by the opposition to really support after President Santos pushed through the peace accord with FARC last November despite the October 2 plebiscite in which a slim majority of Colombians defeated the accord at the polls. The plebiscite called to ratify by popular vote the accord with the world's oldest guerrilla insurgency failed after 50.2% of the electorate said no, over 49.8% with yes. The marches organized by Uribe and former Attorney General Alejandro Ordóñez hope to demotive Colombians to protest unpopular economic policies of the Santos government, including a heavy-handed tax reform, Reforma Tributaria, that was approved in January by Congress. And in the international field, our brother country, Venezuela, seeks to cool outrage over court power grab. Venezuela's government Supreme Court revoked its takeover of the opposition-led Congress on Saturday after it drew international condemnation and protest against socialist President Nicolas Maduro. These controversies over Maduro set just after midnight at a specially convened State Security Committee. The committee ordered the top court to reconsider Wednesday's court ruling, which effectively modified the legislature and brought accusation the ruling Socialist Party was creating a dictatorship. The tribunal duly erased two controversial judgments, and its president, Michael Moreno, met with both foreign envoys and journalists to explain the decision, insisting there had never been any intention to strip the National Assembly of its powers. Maduro, 54, who had faced dissent even within government ranks over the Supreme Court's move sought to cast development as the achievement of the statement resolving a power conflict beneath him. But Fox said it was a hypocritical rollback by an unpopular government that overplayed its hand in a power grab. You can't pretend to just normalize the nation after carrying out a coup, said Julio Borges, leader of the legislature. Borges publicly tore up the court rulings this week and refused to attend the overnight Secure Committee, whose members include the head and major institutions. He led an open meeting of the National Assembly in Caracas Square on Saturday, having already shut down most congressional measures since the opposition won control in 2015. The Supreme Court went further with its Wednesday decision. It said it was taking over the legislature role because it was in the content of the law. And moving sports news, Tite said, Mark Neymar only one, he's just one piece of Brazil puzzle. Having secured a berth at 2018 World Cup, Brazil coach Tite has welcomed the attention Neymar receives from opponents, claiming it creates opportunities for other players to score. The Selecao defied Paraguay 3-0 in Sao Paulo on Tuesday, a result which combined with Peru's 2-1 win over Uruguay guaranteed the five-time champions a place at next year's finals in Russia. After missing a penalty Neymar needed, the second at Arena Corinthians, Liverpool's Philippe Coutinho having opened the scoring and Marcelo supplying a late settler. Speaking to the media after the match, the coach, who was appointed to replace Dunga in June, highlighted the role Barcelona striker Neymar plays in freeing up space from teammates. The collective empowers the individual, he said. If the ball arrives to Neymar, they mark, but the other side is more exposed. Coutinho creates chances. Enter Fagner, enter Paulinho. We take Neymar to one side, let him isolate and make room for another. If they mark two, somewhere there are going to the people free. We have to find these alternative areas. Brazil have struggled to live up to expectations on the big stage since their team at the 22 World Cup in Japan and Korea, going out in the quarterfinals in 2006 and 2010 before suffering the humiliation of a 7-1 defeat to eventual winners Germany in the semi-finals, one on home soil in 2014. Asked if this squad is capable of improvement on the near misses faring by their recent predecessors, Tite replied, "First, I understand your question, but I cannot make comparison with previous situations. These are stages and movements at each level. Football is a series of important steps. If the team is growing and consolidating, let it keep improving. I will monitor each step to that it is solid, demanding. Every game, every training session, we will seek consolidation and evolution. See you later with more news. Present for you, Nubia Rodriguez.